So Donald Trump recently meeting with the head of veteran affairs for himself, and he picked this guy, but apparently he's having some lack of confidence in him. But he has lack of confidence in everyone. He asked them to do impossible jobs, to cut all the budgets, to try to destroy their departments, to lie for him nonstop. And then when they can't execute that properly, he gets mad at them. So in this case, Shulkin is the head of veteran affairs, and he was having a meeting with Donald Trump. And this is where we pick it up with Axios reporting. Trump surprised Shulkin by dialing in Fox and Friends host Pete Hegseth on speakerphone to get his opinion of the legislation, according to two sources with knowledge of the conversation. How demeaning. You're in the middle of the meeting. You didn't call him ahead of time. You didn't call him afterwards. In the middle of the meeting with a really important person in your administration, you're like, hold on, I'm gonna call one of the schmucks from Fox and Friends. And it turns out Hegseth was actually up for the same job and didn't get it. That makes it doubly demeaning. And forget the demeaning part. I don't care how he demeans his own cabinet. They're a bunch of lackeys and sycophants who should have never taken a job with this monster in the first place. But how preposterously stupid. What does a Fox and Friends host think? Because that's what I watch, and TV's the only thing that matters. An actual policy expert about veterans, no, I'm just gonna turn on the boob tube and see what the Fox guys have to say about it, and I'm gonna ask them in the middle of an important government meeting. And here, Axios, with similar background, the Hegseth call put Shulkin in an awkward spot, according to those sources. Hegseth competed for Shulkin's job and favors more aggressive reform for the VA. Trump talks to Hegseth regularly and enjoys watching him on Fox and Friends. I don't know if he missed this particular segment, because if you're saying, hey, look, maybe Hegseth is a genius on veterans affairs and a top expert, not just a idiot TV pundit, then you might want to watch these clips. Now, this is from a little while back, and they were having a fun little segment on Fox and Friends that went slightly awry. Let's see how Pete Hegseth handled this segment.
Pete and Clayton are facing off. They're testing their skills with the axe. Who's going to win this battle with the lumberjacks? That's coming up next. I'm putting my money on Clayton. Who's going to win this battle with the lumberjacks? That's coming up next.
Who's going to win this battle with the lumberjacks? That's coming up next.
How many face palms can I do in one administration? That's the guy you're calling for advice on veteran affairs, who thought, I'll throw an axe in the middle of New York, and I'm sure I'll hit it. And what's the worst that could happen if I don't hit it? Were there people behind that target? The answer is yes. Watch. Thank God the handle hit him and not the blade. These morons are who Donald Trump thinks are subject matter experts and calls them in the middle of government meetings and humiliates his own cabinet with them. Who's dumber, Hegseth or Trump? It's gotta be Trump for thinking that guy's the genius I need advice from. By the way, Gary Cohn, this just happened a little while before we started the show. Gary Cohn, his top economic advisor, had stepped down, so he needs a new chief economic advisor. So is Donald Trump gonna turn to an economist, a Nobel laureate, an expert, someone who knows policy inside and out? Nope, because the idiot watches TV, so he's gonna turn to a TV host. Here, let's go to video 17 and show you his take on this issue.
I have pretty good, Carl, that Larry Kudlow is now the leading contender for the job to replace Gary Cohn. The leading contender.
Do we think he is the leading contender or a leading contender?
The.
That is big.
And again, I believe that he is, we can call him a leading contender. I am preferring the leading contender. Obviously, I don't want to be ahead of the president on this because I know that there are other people involved. No decision's been made, but the president I believe, is listening to Larry Kudlow on our air and likes what he hears?
He's going to pick a TV pundit as his chief economic advisor. Okay, great, wonderful. That'll probably work out nicely. But I don't even know if he knows this, but Cramer doesn't even agree with him on the thing that Cohn, the former economic advisor, quit over, the tariffs. But listen to how Joe DiPaolo at Mediaite describes it. Cramer reports, Jim Cramer, as you just saw there, another CNBC host, reports that Trump is set to pick Kudlow despite the fact that the CNBC contributor strongly opposes Trump's proposed tariffs on steel and aluminum and is, quote, the ultimate free trader. Why? It's because he's seen him on TV. This moron is our president. Young Turks. You just watched the video by the Young Turks, home of the revolution. If you'd like to get a lot more than that, get the full show by becoming a member. tytnetwork.com/join.